Welcome to the Innovation World podcast. Innovation World is your go-to source for all things innovation, invention, and entrepreneurship. Our website is www.innovationworld.org.
Hi, everyone. This is Carmine Danisco coming to you live, Innovation World on the Launch Network. We got a great show planned for you today. I'm going to bring on my co-host. I'm going to ask her what's happening. I'm going to have to stop her because she's always got so much going on. Hey, Julie, what's happening over there? I think you're muted.
Yeah, I keep coughing. I have some seasonal allergy thing going on today, so I'm going to mute a lot.
Oh, no.
There's always a lot going on in the innovation world, which is very exciting. I mean, it keeps us super busy, and we're always trying to meet our deadlines. But we really would not have it any other way. Some of the things that are really cool and very important today is the last day for the entries, for the final entries for the Teach Myro K-12 Gift Challenge, and that is where students are actually learning to code or enhancing their coding skills if they already know how, through the Myro platform, and they're teaching this very adorable little doggish, lambish, rabbitish looking robot how to do something new, or how to link a series of actions together to create something new. And today's the last day of the entries, and we're real excited. We'll evaluate them over the next 10 days, and then we will announce the winner at the Global Innovation Field Trip on October 11th. In fact, Sebastian Conrad and probably part of his team from Consequential Robotics, who have donated this wonderful prize, will be there to demo the top 5 entries and announce the winner of the robot plus 500 additional programming hours. And it's a great competition. We have kids from all over the world that have entered this program, and so it's going to be fun. Hopefully this is the first of many. I've had a lot of teachers reach out and say, why can't we participate? So we're hoping to talk them into a second round at some point. In addition to that, I mentioned the Global Innovation Field Trip, or as we call it, the GIFT. We have October 10th and 11th is our next 24-hour event where we celebrate young innovators from across the world and those programs that support innovation and STEM learning. One of those people that does support is going to be on our program today. In just a couple minutes, I'll announce her. But you know, the GIFT program is really a great way for people to tune in and just look at what's out there. And we have 17 participating countries. I think the first GIFT program, we had 103 participants or presenters, 81 presentations. And we expect it to be close to that this time as well. If you are interested in being a presenter for this, K-12 presenter or a program leader presenter, please go out to the globalinnovationfieldtrip.org or go to innovationworld.org. You can find the links there as well. We're also looking for student co-hosts still. We always invite some students to come on and try their hand at co-hosting for about an hour of the show. All you have to do is go to globalinnovationfieldtrip.org and fill out the little form, and we'll consider you, and you might be on one of the next field trips. What have I missed, Carmine? It's got to be something. I usually go longer than that.
Yeah, you were trying to get somebody to get me one of those little robot dogs.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and then, of course, if you ever want to be on an Innovation World podcast, just reach out to me at innovationworld.org, and we'll talk about it and see if we can't get you on the show.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All right. With all of that, I would like to bring on one of my very special guests today. A brilliant person that I met probably maybe 4 years ago now. We did some work together at the National Invention Convention level. And she runs a program out of Idaho, Invent Idaho. One of the things she does, I know she does many other things, and hopefully she'll hit on or touch on what she has done in the past for relative to collaborating with NASA too, because that's always really interesting. But I would like to introduce you to my friend, Beth Brubaker.
Good morning. It's great to see you, Julie. Hi, Carmine.
So Beth, tell us a little bit about your Invent Idaho program.
Well, our Invent Idaho Invention Convention program has been in existence for over 31 years. So we've served thousands of students that have come through the Invent Idaho program in kindergarten clear up through 12th grade. Many of those young inventors are adults now. And when I run into one of them, it's kind of fun because they'll say, "Oh, I remember what I invented in sixth grade." And so it's been very exciting to watch how it changes their lives and has a major impact. We have with us today two students, two of our 5 winners from National Invention Convention winners this year. And we have 2 with us today at North Idaho STEM Charter Academy. Don't you love the fashion statement? It's it really shows how innovative people around the world are, different masks, different ways that we're coping. And so I think Innovation World is a perfect name for your opportunity.
You guys look fantastic in your masks, I must say.
Yeah,
I've wanted a shield like that because they seem so much less restrictive than the masks I wear, but I haven't found one that worked for my head quite yet.
Well, we are back actually in session, and Invent Idaho and the Invention Convention is happening this year. And so our young inventors can still be very creative as they solve problems.
So Beth, if there are school districts listening or teachers from school districts that aren't currently involved in the Invent Idaho Invention Convention, how do they reach out to you to express their interest, or maybe even possible funders or businesses that just want to get involved either on a level of volunteerism or funding or solving some problems for them? What should they do to reach out to you?
Well, our Invent Idaho website is www.inventidaho.com. And my email, if you'd like to be a judge or if your school would like to become involved, is Beth, BETHBR, at inventidaho.com. And I'd love to hear from teachers that have not participated before, as well as those that have had young inventors. Very rewarding, and it's a perfect time, even though you may not be in school, in session, like we are in our school. It's very possible to become involved and to have students do their inventions remotely, virtually.
I agree. So I have a question for you. You do your state level competitions kind of early in the spring, don't you? Are you February or?
We have 3 regional events around the state of Idaho. We have one in North Idaho, and that's in January. We have one in Boise, southwestern Idaho, which is also in January. And then we have one in southeastern Idaho, in Idaho Falls, and that also is early, like late January, early February. The winners from those regional events then move on to the state finals at the University of Idaho, which is the first weekend in March.
Okay, so last season then, you probably were able to finish your state final before COVID closed everything, or no?
It was this close.
So did you get to do it or not get to do it?
We did get to do
Yay.
it, and these students were live on stage. We were right at the beginnings of the pandemic, and so nobody knew anything. So we were congratulating, not with high fives or handshakes, but with elbow bumps and little foot dances. Our wonderful Master of Ceremonies, Gray Bright, was fantastic with the kids who were live and on stage. It was the very last event that happened at the University of Idaho. So we were very excited.
You've already started this year's program then, yes?
Yes.
So have you seen have any of the kids been talking to you about what they're thinking about inventing? Do you see a trend towards solving the issues surrounding COVID now that it hit like right after that happened?
I keep hearing, oh, they're going to do a better mask, and those types of things. But our students, at least from my experience here at our school, they're still thinking of a wide variety of problems. Everything from something that might be very marketable to something very futuristic, such as what Grace invented, and she'll tell you about that, to the very practical, to solving worldwide problems such as the damage from hurricanes and that type of thing. So things look fairly normal here from the invention perspective.
So one last question I have for you, because I know that you want to introduce your special guests too, is if you could have anything, if people are listening out there, what's the one most important thing that you need right now to help your program?
I would love to have new schools, new teachers, new administrators jump on board for Invent Idaho and participate. I think that would be fantastic. If during these unusual times, if we could show growth in the program, because ultimately we're giving students life skills, problem solving skills. And if we could show growth, lots of new school districts coming on board. I know teachers are incredibly burdened with lots on their plates right now. But this is an opportunity that's very uplifting. In these times, if we could have lots of students participate, that would be fantastic. Julie, I would jump in also and just say that we have some amazing sponsors for Invent Idaho, including the Idaho STEM Action Center, Micron, and the INL in Idaho, as well as many individuals that have jumped on. We always love judges, we always love sponsors, but it's really all about the kids. So if it's okay with you, I'd like to introduce first Grace Gardiner.
Hi.
And I'll let Grace tell you all about her winning invention from the National Invention Convention this year. And I'd like to introduce Annelise Chavez, and I'll let her tell all about her invention. Grace, would you like to go first?
Sure. I invented a new method for gene therapy. It's called DMAP. And DMAP is actually an acronym for DNA manipulative animal products. So essentially, DMAPs are just a new and really unique method of gene delivery for therapy purposes, because unlike existing technologies, which mainly, if not exclusively, rely on injection of those new genes, DMAPs allow consumers to receive that therapy just by drinking milk that contains those genes, which the milk containing those genes is what's known as the DMAP. And so I think that this invention has the potential to kind of revolutionize, if you will, the gene therapy industry, because previously pharmaceutical animal products, which is what this is, it's an animal product that contains a drug or a therapy of some kind, haven't really even been considered because there are so many obstacles that are stopping them. But if they can be overcome and moved past, I think that technologies like DMAP have a lot of potential.
Well, I'm sorry. Did you say you were having college kids on?
Wow, that's awesome.
That is brilliant. I almost don't know what questions to ask because it's so far over my head to start with. So how are genes carried today in any kind of therapy?
And Grace, what grade are you in?
I'm currently in 11th grade, but I'm a dual credit student at NIC.
Oh, see, there you go. You are a college.
And she's in the process of finding a mentor at the University of Idaho in the genetics lab that will help her to produce this invention for real.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
Really grateful to U of I for that opportunity, because if they decide to take this on with me, I think it could go even further than it already has.
So so if somebody is doing some kind of gene therapy today, I assume there is gene therapy of some kind already today.
There's gene therapy today in existence, but it's not quite as widespread as would be ideal because, like I said, there's just so many problems with it. I mean, people can have allergic reactions. The gene can be delivered to the wrong area of that person's DNA, so it can cause a lot of effects that we really wouldn't want to see. So it's not accurate, it's extremely expensive, and it just hasn't been perfected to the point that we would consider it a super viable option for widespread treatment.
Okay, and somehow the milk carrying it helps deliver it to the right place?
I don't know that you can consider it any more accurate than currently existing technologies. It's just a different method of delivery. The gene that would normally be taken to the consumer's DNA via injection is delivered using DMAPs just when you ingest the milk. So there's no need for any kind of, injection or some kind of procedure. The idea is that you would literally just be able to intake this milk, and then all of the gene editing would be done from there.
That's a great idea. So how did you even think of such a thing? What were you doing when you thought, oh, milk could be a great carrier for this?
Well, it's kind of a funny story, actually. This entire idea came from a class that I was doing here at STEM, and it was originally intended to get entered in a completely different competition. So one of the classes that I was taking for a STEM elective credit, it was called STEM Research. And basically, we just spent an entire semester researching one STEM idea and then coming up with a solution, kind of. So the principle was, what might this existing technology look like in the next 20 to 50 years? And so I decided to take on researching what might gene therapy look like in the future. And through looking at this and doing all this research, I thought to myself, there has to be a new way to do this. There has to be some kind of alternative. And so I stumbled upon this experiment in which the milk of a sheep was actually edited to contain a human gene. And so I kind of built off of that idea and developed it into DMAP that you see here today.
And you can see then why she won at the National Invention Convention. Grace, can you tell a little bit about your awards?
All of them?
Well, start with the national.
I love that. Oh, well, it is only a half-hour show after all. If you have like 20 or 30, you better wait.
Well, the national award, it's called the Jules Verne Award for Forward Thinking and Inventiveness. And essentially it recognizes an idea in the Jules Verne category that isn't necessarily presently possible to carry out, but that in the future could have a really big impact on the world as a whole.
And
Well, congratulations for that.
If I'm correct, you also won Grand Champion at the State Invention Convention, the state finals, and with that came a $1,000 college scholarship to the University of Idaho.
Yeah.
For when she actually is in college.
Wow.
That's very cool. I'm very proud of you. I can't believe it. I think I shouldn't say I can't believe it. I've seen this for years and years and years. Sometimes it's the uncluttered mind of a younger person that actually can work through the weeds and just say, why are we doing it this way? It's us adults that go, we're doing this because this is how we've done it. And it's the young pioneers that can come in and go, wait, what?
Yeah.
There's a better way. So congratulations. That's excellent. And I wish you the best of luck with that.
Thank you.
And that's really what Invent Idaho does, is provide the opportunity for kids like these to let their ideas shine. And I'd like to introduce Annelise Chavez. I'll let her tell you all about her invention and what grade she's in.
So I'm in third grade. I'm in third grade, and I thought of this when I was in second grade. And before COVID started, I thought of Big On because my dog got stung by a bee, and every time she got stung, she had to go to the vet office. She actually just got stung recently on the butt, but she's fine. We didn't have to take her to the hospital for that, but I thought of this bee collar because she got stung by bugs, and I did some research that peppermint deters bees, and it deters some other bugs like ticks, fleas, and other bugs. And so my problem was that some bugs are allergic. And my solution is...
Can you show me your model? Yeah, go ahead.
And my solution is a dog collar that will put out a stinky scent whenever the solar panel hits any kind of light. And so there's a little capsule. How it works. So it works by energy. When sun or light hits the solar panel right here, it will put out a peppermint scent. So it has the capsule, and then we put peppermint, so it's kind of a working model, not really, but So we have this capsule, and then my award, I'm moving right now, so I can't find really anything, but I found one
Show
award.
what you have. You can show
And
me.
I got my trophy from my patent award. I got a full patent. And then I got a application award for my Invent Idaho, which is this paper. Any questions? Oh, and those are the two from below.
So can you do, are there different scents for different, to detour different kinds of pesky things, or does peppermint pretty much get rid of all the bugs?
Pretty much peppermint kind of gets rid of a lot of bugs like ticks, bees, I think, but some flies and stuff.
So is there anywhere else that you could use that? I mean, could you like make me a bracelet or a necklace that has peppermint in it too, so that when I'm outside at an event, like a family get together, and it starts to get dusk and the mosquitoes start coming out? Because I am one of those people that I am a mosquito magnet. They love my blood for some reason. Could you do that for humans safely?
Yes, I can. We're doing Invent Idaho in class now, and I put that as one of my problems, and I'm trying to think what my solution could be. It could either be a necklace or a bracelet.
Because peppermint's really not that stinky to us. It actually smells pretty good to me.
Yeah, so it smells good, but and apparently it doesn't make dogs sneeze. You know how dogs sneeze when they smell hand sanitizer, some like air freshener, that like my mom has this rose water that I put on my pillow before I go to sleep, and she sneezes because of that. And so I don't think it makes dogs sneeze.
So have you been able to test this on the bees in your area? Do you like walk around with it and see them scatter and fly faster away?
So no, I haven't tested it yet. But
Good idea. It's a good idea. You might want to test it like that.
well, we moved and we have a bunch of little bees. My mom and dad, I was doing homework last night, and I'm like, "How is a hornet?" And so my dad grabs my folder, and then my mom grabs my water bottle, and they each start hitting it one.
So maybe peppermint would keep it away.
Yeah. Hopefully it works. Maybe I could catch a bee and put peppermint in there.
So what is your next step with that invention? If you're going to move forward with it, and it sounds like since you're getting a patent or have a patent already, that you're moving forward. So kind of what's next in the process for you?
Well, what's next is for Mrs. Brubaker said she's going to email the guy that's going to help me. And so he's going to help me get on it, but the only, so I think it might be a little bit hard to make it, but I think I can do it.
And so, Julie, you asked what would be a great resource. If there are people in the industry that would like to partner with her after she gets her application and actually bring this to fruition, that would be fantastic.
That sounds good. Is this something that you're thinking about you want to sell, or you want to sell the idea to a big company, like a big pest spray company / jewelry company, so you can make me my bracelet, my necklace, and my earrings? Oh yeah. Or even ankle bracelets. I get bit, if you're outside and you have dogs and there are fleas outside, they bite you down by your ankles. You could have little ankle bracelets too. I could be fully equipped.
And smell good too. You'd smell like peppermint.
There you go.
Well, when you go camping, I realize that you get a lot of bug bites. And so I'm going to start working on a human bracelet or necklace or something like that. Maybe I can make it transform.
That sounds great. So do you think you want to go all the way to the manufacturing and selling it yourself, or you're looking to sell the idea to an established company that does that kind of stuff, like license it out?
I probably want to sell it myself, but probably get my mom or my dad to be the boss, because I can't do it.
I've seen the 5th grader, Alex Knoll, who was the boss of his company. So you never know. You never know. You could be the boss of your company.
And So this might sound complicated, but so for the bee collar, I'm going to have like little indivisible little bottles of peppermint smell, and there might be other smells too that you could do. And I might have to do a little bit more research for that, but there could be big sizes or small sizes. I'm not sure yet. And so I'm really excited that Miss Brubaker brought me into doing it.
And so that was your second grade invention. Are you going to invent in third grade?
Yes, I am. So my third grade idea is the bracelet, that idea that I just told you.
The bracelet be gone. Or
And-
the be gone bracelet.
So they're serial inventors. Grace, this was your second year
Yeah.
for Invent Idaho. And you can see that Annelise is already thinking for this year. So we're hoping for serial inventors that love it so much they want to do it year after year. And all of the students here at STEM Charter Academy, our whole school, so 450 students enter inventions every year.
Nice.
Wow.
So Grace, what did you invent last year, may I ask?
The first time I was entered, I invented a wristband that was meant to ward off cardiovascular disease. So it was kind of similar to a Fitbit in the sense that it was encouraging exercise, but it had a unique element in that it was mainly focused on an alarm, because in my research I found a lot about how a lack of sleep or oversleeping contributes a lot to heart disease, and so that was the main focus.
Interesting. I love how every invention that we ever get from a student or that is brought to us to talk to us about always starts with empathy. And I don't know that all inventions are, but I really believe that that's where they come from students, they come from their empathy.
Absolutely, Julie. I think you're so right that to me it's heartwarming to see the caring nature that kids have. And I think that's one thing that appeals to students about participating in the Invention Convention, because they can help others.
Yeah.
Or their dogs in Annelise's case.
Yeah. Well, that turned around to help us, because I'm going to be one of her first customers to buy her bracelet when she gets that done for me. Just have to make it big enough to go around my ankles too.
There you go. Keep that in mind.
Well, maybe you could grab the dog collar and put it on your arms. That all the people have would it work on people, and I always thought that they would put it around the neck. I'm like, probably not.
That would be interesting.
I keep thinking that everyone would put it around the neck. I'm like, maybe not.
Well, the thing about my past experience and just listening to your kids too, the thing about these serial inventors are you're going to do it enough times that it just becomes second nature. You don't even have to stop and dedicate time to thinking about, I'm going to create something new. You just automatically start thinking that every time you look at something, you're going to say, I can make that better. Every time you go somewhere, I can solve that problem. And that's really what Beth's program is building. And Invent Idaho is helping you learn to be that person who can solve problems all of the time. And every program you could get in, whether it's the National Invention Convention out at the Henry Ford, which is a fantastic program, any other, whether you do the People of Play for the kids that do toys, just keep doing that stuff so that it just becomes really second nature to you. And then you will start being a role model for other folks, as Beth and her program leaders are in Idaho. I congratulate you both. You did a fantastic job on the podcast, and great work at the national competition and the state competition and your local school competition.
Well, Julie, thank you for hosting us. We appreciate the opportunity to share what kids are doing. And you're right, it's a mindset where that's just, they think like an inventor and a problem solver. It's a life skill.
Yep. So Beth, one more time, if somebody wants to reach out to you, because I know there are people now that have watched this and they're saying, I want to figure out how I can help or what I can provide or how we can donate time. How do they reach you?
We are Invent Idaho Today on Facebook, There is also inventidaho.com, and you can email me as well. So that information is all on the website.
Invent Idaho today. Wanted to write that one down too. All right. Well, I appreciate your time. Carmine, I feel like I took over and just kept going. I'm so sorry. Did you have any questions?
No, no, don't worry about it. I had several questions. You asked them. I was just in awe listening to both of these young inventors, how great these inventions are. It's not just like a thought. They've actually followed through and they're making their inventions. They're proving that they work. The research, the dedication, and also the awards. It's just amazing to me. I was just sitting here listening, and it's so great to see this, right, Julie?
I totally agree.
So,
right.
I did want to mention that if either of you need some help, reach out to Julie or myself. And if you have some questions on next steps and what to do through that process, through that sequence of taking a product to market, let us know. We can definitely get you some help.
That's what Inventors Launchpad does. They actually help inventors take their products or ideas to the next step. So do reach out if you need help. And thank you so much for joining us today. I did want to close by just saying, go out to the innovationworld.org website, please. And for those inventors or innovators out there who have been trying to teach Miro something new, get that stuff in before this evening, because we're closing this evening, and then we'll start evaluating the entries and selecting who gets to have Miro come join them at their home. And if you want to be part of our Global Innovation Field Trip, October 10th and 11th, you want to present, both of you young inventors should be on there presenting, as well as you, Beth. Get on there and talk about your program a little bit more. More people will hear you from all over the world. So
great idea.
Reach out to innovationworld.org.
Great idea. So we're going to close up the show. Thank you so much for listening. I am so grateful to not only our two students, but to Beth for bringing them on today. Great information, great stuff going on. Please go on out to Google Play or iTunes, leave us a rating or leave us a review. Remember to subscribe to the show. Go on out to innovationworld.org. Let us know how we're doing. And we will catch you next time. You all take care. And
thank you.
We are clear.
Thank you for joining us today for the Innovation World podcast on the Launch Network. Innovation World is your go-to source for all things innovation, invention, and entrepreneurship. Our website is www.innovationworld.org.